Henry Paulson, Secretary of the Treasury. Man, oh man, oh man. As you all know, $700 billion is the amount that this administration is asking Congress to approve to bail out the economy. That's a joke. Number one, I want to say that this $700 billion, whatever you guys hear on TV, whatever you guys are thinking, it's not going to bail out the economy. This $700 is going to create more inflation. We're already at $10 trillion in debt. It's just going to cause us to go to about $11.3 trillion in debt. It's not helping the problem at all. All this is doing is just prolonging the situation that's going to happen, which is just going to be the fall of the economy. And as long as they prolong this situation, as long as they prolong, our debt, it's just going to get worse. We're already in debt, 11 trillion. Well, 11 trillion after this. After this 700 billion gets approved. 11 trillion. You're creating inflation. You're creating money out of thin air. It's not helping the problem. Here's a solution. Let's cut government spending on this defense stuff. Let's cut defense spending. Let's cut that in half. That's largely unregulated right now. Thanks to this administration, the Bush administration, defense spending is gone largely unregulated. Let's cut that out. Not the whole defense spending, of course, but let's bring some of that money back over into the states. Let's put that money back into the economy. Let's bring these troops home. Let's lower taxes. Let's not try and fix these prices on mortgages and stuff like that now. You can't have a fixed price rate on things. Not with the economy as bad as it is. $700 billion. You're just putting a band-aid over a chainsaw wound. That's all you're doing. All this $700 billion is doing is putting a band-aid over a chainsaw wound. So, in essence, you're covering up the wound with the band-aid, but you're not doing anything to heal the wound. I mean, it seems like these people on Wall Street, they don't want to heal it. They don't want to let this process take its natural course. And yeah, it's going to hurt. Of course, you have a chainsaw wound. You're going to have to clean out the wound. You're going to have to examine the wound. You're going to have to stitch up the wound. And then after that, you apply ointment on the wound. And then you clean the wound. Then you put bandages over the wound and you let the wound run its course to heal. And yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to be painful. But that's something that Wall Street doesn't want to do. This bailout is just bailing out Wall Street and sticking it to the consumers. What do you think has happened once the government takes over? If anybody's looked at this plan that the administration has put in front of Congress, the plan states that the government can get $700 billion to buy up any mortgage-related asset in the United States for 2 years. The government will have 2 years to buy up any mortgage-related asset. They'll have 2 years to buy anything they want. The plan doesn't state how long they'll own it. The plan also states that once the government does buy up all of these mortgage-related assets, whether it be residential or commercial, big business, or they might buy out your whole neighborhood, the government or any government-related entity, no court can question the government on what they're doing. Government can't question government, and no court can question what the government's doing. They won't be able to question it at all. Now, what does that mean? So since Congress is going to give the government $700 billion, what does that mean? We've now nationalized pretty much anything mortgage related, which houses, buildings, offices, which means what? They're going to stick it to the taxpayers. Which means what? Wall Street, they're still making their money. They're going to buy out all of these big old CEOs like they've been doing, all of these investors who have invested in the Wall Street. And we're going to be stuck with the bill. Of course. And you know what this man Henry Paulson says? He says, yes, he knows it's going to hurt. Yes, he knows it's going to hurt. but it's something that just has to happen. No, it's not something that has to happen. Obama and McCain, they're not even speaking on the situation. Kind of pissing me off, you know. They're not speaking on what they would do. They're just attacking each other. They're not speaking on what they would do to help this crisis out. They're just speaking on each other, which is really kind of irritating. I'm telling you guys, this is not cool. This is not cool. And it's funny how this plan, it gives the government 2 years to buy up everything. That's letting you know we're at least still 2 years in the hole. We're at least, and if you think about it, if you remember when George Bush asked Congress for $50 billion for this Iraq war, FYI, the Iraq war cost way more than $50 billion. So FYI, this $700 billion isn't even going to cover it. You have to look at the plan. Look at what these guys are asking. It's wide open. This is just wide open. This plan is wide open. The $700 billion bailout is just wide open. And nobody seems to realize that. Everyone's just so in shock of Lehman Brothers, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, you know, AIG. Everybody's just so, you know, in awe in this war. And then you got the presidential election going on, you know, coming up in about a month. Everybody's in a mass state of confusion. Nobody knows what's going on. And you know, that's how these very wealthy, the very powerful, this man Henry Paulson, who should have, man, this dude should have been fired a long time ago. But of course, he's one of Bush's friends. That's what they want. They want everybody confused so they can make their money. These guys are going to get bailed out. These guys are making their money right now. They're asking for $700 billion now to bail themselves out. This is ridiculous, people. Got Sarah Palin, you know, woman vice presidential nominee. Everything is just in a mass state of confusion, and no one is looking at the facts. We have a serious inflation rate. We have a serious messed up foreign policy issue. That whoever the next president is just they're just gonna be jacked up. They're gonna have their hands full. America look at what's going on. Look at the issues. $700 billion is not gonna do it. Lower taxes. Cut defense spending. Put some of that money back into the economy. Create more jobs. Create more jobs inland and stop, you know, exporting our jobs. Let's do these things. I'm telling you guys, watch how it's gonna pan out. It's gonna be more than $700 billion. And then everybody's going to be saying it again. Oh, that was some BS. That was some BS, you know. They asked for $700 billion. That was BS. Man, it's just going to get worse. And if you guys remember when George Bush was governor of Houston, when he was governor of Texas, what happened to the housing market down there? Same exact thing. People literally were just walking away from their houses. Same exact thing happened when Governor George Bush Jr. was in Texas. Housing crisis. Look it up. Disaster follows this man wherever it goes. Wherever he goes. I'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. Later.